Today I'm here to play a show for Harley Davidson, first one. So excited to get this started in Berlin, which is a nice trip, celebrating 110 years. So for you guys, yeah, for Harley Davidson, which is cool. My friend gave me a motorcycle when I was really young, and it was like just a beat up bike, and I couldn't get it started. So I had this thing taunting me in my parents' garage for a long time, and I finally bought a bike, never having ridden one, had to go through the whole course and everything like that. And I actually went to my local Harley dealer, and I went to the Rider's Edge course, and I took that, which took about it was like 3 or 4 days, and at the end of it, I got my license. And I actually bought the bike prior to that, though, because in New Jersey, you're allowed to ride with a permit. So that was the thing, about a year and a half ago. The minute that I first got on it, that was kind of it for me. It was just like, how did I not do this before? I bought a 2012 Softail Slim when it first came out, and I remember I was really interested in, I started working on cars and things like that, from, like 60s and 50s were kind of like really exciting to me. And then I started to look into the old bobber bikes that people used to build, And Harley had come out with this Blackline bike, and they had a Crossbone series, and they weren't available at the time, and I couldn't find one. And then I saw this Softail Slim that came out, and it was kind of designed after that bobber look, like very trim, low to the ground, not many accoutrements to it. And I saw the bike, and I was like, I gotta get that bike. That's the one for me. And everyone was like, we can't get you one. Like there's a waiting list. So I slapped down the money and waited. I was like, no, I'm paying it was like $200 to hold the bike. And I was like, I haven't seen the bike, haven't sat on it, but I loved it so much that I was like, I gotta get this bike. And sure enough, like 2 weeks later, it came in, and I sat on it for about 5 seconds, and I was like, let's just do the paperwork. Let's just do it. I love this bike. And I just fell in love with this bike. So, and now it's like, it's probably the best thing. I would let my guitars go before I let my bike go. So for me, when I get home and I can go ride my bike, you can't listen to the radio, you can't answer your phone, you can't take a text message, no one can get to you. And all it is you and your bike. And with me, I have a solo seat on it, so there's no one going with me. It's just me. So for me, it's like, it's my peace of mind. And that feeling of like, there's nothing around me. It's just, I'm riding down the road, and I feel the wind, and I can smell everything, and like, I'm just going. And I can go as fast as I want or slow as I want. And you can take anything in. It's awesome. It's like the best feeling. The day after I got my license on a Friday night. On Saturday morning, I was up and did my first 100-mile ride with the local chapter of the Harley Davidson Owners Group at my dealership that I bought the bike at. And I just you can ride for so long where I live, just straight. And, there's turns and things. You ride through the woods and you ride through the beach, and it's the best thing ever. So that's normally my ride, is like a beach ride, which is really cool. It's a lot like the highway, like 101 in LA. It's a lot like that. Definitely cross country. Across the United States. I want to do that so bad. That or Spain. I want to ride through Spain. Yeah, from like Madrid to Barcelona or something like that. Because I saw there's a film, documentary that Ewan McGregor did on motorcycles, and they just rode. And I was just like, wow, like that would be so cool to ride, just all through Spain, or all just straight across the country in America, Came from Nashville with a suitcase in her hand. Always kind of sort of wished. It's been in Africa.
They over 100 countries.
It's insane.
In Africa. Tell me what it feels.
It's kind of like me. Because when I first got a bike, I would talk to some of my friends that had motorcycles, and I said, what did you guys get? And they were all like, well, we got Harley Davidsons. And I said, well, why? Besides like the classic thing and like that American culture thing, like why did you really get them? And like, because like you kind of get into a little group there. And I didn't really realize it until, you would have a bike like that, and if somebody sees you broken down on the side of the road in their car and they ride a Harley, they'll stop and help you, which is unreal. It's like you get into this whole tradition that's been going on way before you, and it's not like you don't have to get like jumped in. There's no like, you know what I mean? They're not, but you're joining this kind of community, which is like, it is really cool. And it's everybody from doctors to housewives to, you know, guys in bands to anybody rides. But like when you go and do these rides with people, or even you meet them, like I moved into a new place actually, and there was a guy in the elevator, and he just had like a Harley hat on and a jacket. And instantly I knew like, what kind of bike you got? And we were instantly able to talk. And I have no idea what he does. I don't care what he does. You know, we're not even friends, but yet now I could ride together with him, and I don't have to talk to him. But yet we do something that's in common, and it joins you in a way that I haven't found anything else that joins you. Even musicians, there's always a competition with musicians. There's like, who can play better? But like, not on a motorcycle, it's just like, there's a certain respect for anybody that can, like, oh, you can ride? So can I? Let's go, maybe we'll go for a ride. And it's the coolest thing. And you like learn this formation, and I don't know, man, it's just like, you know, I was always kind of an outsider growing up, so to have like that automatic friendship thing is really, really cool. Gibson's like that's the guitar, that's the one. You know, I mean, when I was a kid, like, I got my first Gibson, my dad bought it for me, because I had like a really, really cheap guitar, and it fell apart like the day before a tour. And my dad took me down to the guitar store, and he was like, you could buy anything you want, you're gonna pay it back though. So like the deal was I could get whatever I wanted, but then I had to work and pay it back when I got home from the tour. And my dad bought me a black Gibson Les Paul, and it was like, that was it for me. Like when I got that, like even the feel of it, like I still play them. Like I still have a black Gibson Les Paul. And it's like, it's just, I don't know, that's the guitar. That's the one. For me, anyway, that's the thing that I can't get away from, you know, because they do anything. And it is a lot like my bike. Like I feel the way I feel about my guitar, about my bike. Like that's an expression of you. And it's an expression because you make it your own. Somehow you make it your own, you know, and everybody knows like that I ride. Like I know my friend Brian's bike. I recognize it anywhere because it's different than everyone else's. And yet it's still a Harley Davidson. It's still, you know, and he's got an old one. He's got an old Shovelhead. And I've got a newer one. But it's still my own thing. Like you know, there's your own touches, and it's just it's like a further expression of yourself, much like music.
Cigarette on a parking meter, corner boys told you I was dying to meet you. Like a prayer I said on a dead man's knee, and then you drove up like a parade. You and your high-top sneakers and your sailor tattoos. You rolled 55 and then you drove through the roof of the sky up above. Some different stars and you just kept coming apart. You and your high-top sneakers and your sailor tattoos. You rolled 55 and then you drove through the roof of the sky up above. Some different stars and you just kept coming apart.